Okay, folks, Mike Messier, just leaving the theater here, and I just saw Jungle Cruise, or should I say, Disney's Jungle Cruise. I'm looking at my vehicle. There seems to be a couple of people standing near it, which I never like. Actually, I guess they're not near my vehicle. They're near a vehicle that looks like mine, so I guess I'll let them pass. But anyway, Jungle Cruise, Disney, The Rock, Emily Blunt, who's coming on strong. Oh, I was going to look up. See, I didn't want to say Google, but I wanted to look up who was the actress that was in 21 Grams. Naomi Watts. It feels like Emily Blunt is kind of the reincarnation of Naomi Watts from the early 2000s, although I don't think Naomi Watts is deceased, and I'm sure she's doing wonderful things herself, but do you know what I'm saying? Like, they kind of have that same type of vibe. Naomi Watts. If you haven't seen 21 Grams, I recommend it. I think that's a Mark Ruffalo, Naomi Watts. But my God, Naomi Watts, one of sensual, sexy, good actress. Well, now we have this Emily Blunt. Okay, I will say before I get into spoilers, this is the pre-spoiler portion of our show, portion of our Mike's Instant Movie Review. It's a good movie. It's good. It's fun. A little edgy for Disney, but you know, Disney at times, you know, going to the amusement parks, their movies, just they are a little edgier than you might think for Disney at times. But I think this is a movie you could take the whole family to and still not be bored if you're the parent or whatever. Nothing too radical or offensive, but some might be offended. Who knows? I can't speak for the whole world and their sensibilities. I enjoyed the goddamn film, probably more than I thought I would. I mean, I wanted to come on opening night because I know assholes and fucks have to give their opinions on Twitter and Facebook and, oh, what I thought. And no one has the decorum to not spoil things. Everyone's got to have their fucking opinion known. That's part of this theory that I have, that everyone has to feel like the world is just servicing their needs. So everyone's got to have a goddamn take and a goddamn opinion on everything. And you have to feel like you've got to get other people to agree with your fucking opinion and your fucking hot take. And, well, my 2 cents are blah, blah, blah. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, good movie. I enjoyed it. Is it the greatest movie of all time? No, but what is? Probably a Mike Messier movie. So now we get into the spoiler portions of the show. I'm just struggling with a lot of things right now. I can't find that fucking LED light, sorry. Spoilers. Okay, first off, go see the goddamn movie. I know some assholes are going to say, well, we'll split the $30 and we'll watch it at home. Not the same. See it on a big screen like a man or a woman or whatever the fuck you are. See the movie, support the film industry, blah, blah, blah. I enjoyed it. I liked it. Spoilers. Emily Blunt is just hot as fuck. I'm sorry. And there's some good chemistry there with the good old Rock and Emily Blunt. And you kind of want to see if the Rock is going to give her the strudel in this goddamn thing, right? So that's exciting. And then you're kind of like, gee whiz, what's going to happen with this? Whoa! What's going to happen with this movie? I don't know if I'm upside down now. The phone's all fucked up. I can't control the world. I'm trying. But is he going to fuck Emily Blunt? Or is the character that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is portraying going to fuck the character that Emily Blunt is portraying? Just because I'm an acting coach, which I take very seriously, this whole acting dynamic, and I don't want you to think that I actually think these characters are fucking, because I know The Rock is happily married, blah, blah, blah. I don't know about Emily Blunt. Okay, more spoilers. Apparently, although Disney in its Disney-ish way is always a little coy, spoiler, is is the brother homosexual? Is he gay? Is he homosexual? Signs lead to yes. We pretty much get 90% there of this character saying he's a homosexual in the 1950s or whenever the fuck this movie takes place, which, yes, it would be a radical thing. Now no one gives a fuck, but back then, oh my goodness. Although, to be honest, was it Truman Capote? Wasn't there a president that was gay? Wasn't one of the presidents homosexual that was still married and all that? I mean, there's always been gay people of prominence. It's just society. We always think that our society is so fucking advanced. When you look back in time, other societies were probably more advanced than we were. We just don't know it because we're not there. I mean, people were talking about there could have been cell phones 100 years ago. You know what I mean? Through the ground. And you go on YouTube and you dig around for all this crazy shit. And you're like, oh my goodness. Oh my God. So, any fucking way. But yeah, for Disney to have a homosexual character in this venue is a bit exciting, or a bit progressive, I guess. I mean, who do you think this fucking Peter Pan guy is, by the way? Is that Disney or what? You know what I mean? Any effing way, fucking way. Emily Blunt, hot. There seems to be this thing, because I just saw The African Queen a couple of weeks ago, which is a classic movie, 70 years old. Katharine Hepburn, still looking good. However old she was in that thing, probably 50, 60, whatever the fuck, still looks good. I thought it was a colorized movie, because I remember the first time I saw The African Queen, it was in black and white, but the colorized version, they did it pretty good. If you're just seeing me in darkness now, that's okay. The phone is mounted. I just can't sit here in the parking lot for 45 minutes talking without being arrested, so we're going to have a drive-in chat. Good old school. A lot of people were saying, Mike, we're so concerned about your health. But this is old school Jay Baca memorial. He's not dead yet either, but he remembers the 2019 era of the wrestle rides. Now we're doing a movie ride. Emily Blunt, need I say fucking more? Kudos to the fucking Rock. The guy has come a long fucking way. Him and Jericho are kind of setting a high standard for me, because I'm getting a little testy that I haven't achieved these wonderful things, because no offense, but if you watch my Seduction of Distance short film or promo clip, you can clearly see that I'm a far superior actor to The Rock or to Chris Jericho, and that's not me blowing my own goddamn horn. It's just my own fucking opinion. Now, you can watch The Seduction of Distance, which is only 3 minutes and 11 seconds, 3 minutes and 12 on YouTube, and you can decide for yourself, am I full of shit? Do I have the chops? Now, here's the thing. I would gladly present the good old Rock with a nice screenplay, and he could play Joe Humble, and we could play opposite of each other, and I think he would enjoy it. And there'll be a very good combination of me and him, my script, and all these wonderful things. Probably could even squeeze Emily Blunt in there for a female role. And everything is happy. So, Emily Blunt, I keep focusing on her because, you know why? I saw those two movies that she did, A Quiet Place 1 and 2. She plays the mom. Is she British? Is she English? Is she Australian? What the fuck is she? But like I said, she's feeling very reminiscent of Naomi Watts, and I'm trying to remember all the wonderful movies that I saw for 10 years with her in it. I mean, that's the thing with Hollywood. They just chomp you up and spit you out. So any fucking way. Going to Disney quite a bit this past year. I can tell you just my feelings that, like, this, I think this movie does the jungle fucking ride Pride or whatever, Proud. It's, you know, it's not really the same, except the only thing that I can say is a definite, you know, this reminds me of that, is I'm passing by this thing called Best Bet, which is like this casino arcade routine. Florida's alive, folks. Leave a comment. Tell me how your city or state or county is. Is things happening? Is it dead where you are? Is businesses out of business? Or things coming back to life. I am curious. I am interested. I just don't know. I mean, Jacksonville, I'm going to give Florida credit. DeSantis, look, I mean, you say a politician's name and then half the audience says, fuck you. I don't know. I'm just here. I'm just telling you that the state has done pretty well with COVID in my book. Yes, numbers and deaths and horrible things, but at least we still have some fucking businesses for those that remain. I've been fully vaccinated. People get upset if you say you're fully vaccinated. They say, what the fuck are you thinking? Now there's all these goddamn things, all these YouTube, I mean, maybe it's just my YouTube, but now I'm seeing all these goddamn things. Well, if you got, this asshole doctor says you might die if you get fucking vaccinated. Well, thanks, prick. Where were you 3 months ago? I mean, Christ, I can't keep up with it. Are you supposed to get a shot? You're not. I mean, we'll find out, right? If I'm dead in 2 years, then we'll know. Oh, sorry. We messed up on that routine. I don't know what to tell you. What else? Emily Blunt. So the movie's this vivid, colorful. I saw it in the Dolby Cinema. I'm telling you, it's just something about going to a live movie, like to a movie in the theater, especially this. I believe that the Dolby Cinema screen is superior to IMAX. The Dolby Theater, this particular theater, Dolby Cinema, I think it's better than IMAX. And they also have the reclining seats. For whatever the reason, in the IMAX theater, you don't get the reclining seats. So I'm putting my stock into Dolby. Like when there's a choice, like that's why I saw the movie tonight. It's Thursday night. I believe the official premiere is tomorrow or whatever the fuck. Well, I want to get a jump on the competition. I don't want to see a bunch of people Twitter fucking and spoiling me and giving their goddamn opinions. Well, I saw Jungle Cruise and I thought, well, fuck. I want to see the movie without hearing your opinion, no offense. I like to go in cold, baby. So, any effing fucking way. I hate when I say effing because then I just have to say fucking right after. I like the movie. The Rock in this role, spoilers, he's playing this Francisco guy. We don't know until like 45 or really like an hour and 20 minutes into this thing that The Rock's character is like, he's not really an immortal, but he's like a cursed fucking sailor. And it's kind of cool. They have the Metallica song going, which is a nice, pleasant surprise. And, so forth. I kind of like the movie. I did feel like, once again, it's kind of 12 pounds of shit in a 10-pound box. Like, there's like a bit more movie than we need. Like, they could probably, if you really wanted to, you could go in there with a fucking cutting knife and cut out about 20 minutes of this movie. Like, there's one too many scenes. And I don't know which one I would take out off the top of my noggin. But, who knows? Maybe they have to make the movie a certain length for whatever the fuck reasons. I mean, it used to be that they try to get these feature-length movies to be a little bit shorter so you can get more screening times in per day. I know all these things because I'm in the industry. Okay, Mike Messier, IMDb, #1 Mike Messier, okay? MikeMessier.com. Yes, domained it. Sorry, other Mike Messiers, you don't fucking rank up, pals. So, what else? I liked it. So yeah, you have like a pseudo outing, like a character pseudo outs himself. The brother, I was saying the fucking whatever the fuck. The African Queen, it's the same thing. Not that the brother was gay in that one, but the brother dies. It's all these damsels in distress that are on these adventures with their fucking brother, and they end up getting piped from some fucking sailor man. Whether it's Katharine Hepburn and fucking Marlon Brando or Emily Blunt and The Rock, the only difference is in fucking The African Queen, it was the brother dies. And here, the brother's gay. And they still fight the fucking Germans. Holy fuck, that's a thought that I see. I have a buddy of mine, a friend, who is German, half German by dysentery. And guess what? He always feels You know, it's like the poor Germans are always getting their fucking asses handed to them. Like, even now, I mean, when the fuck was World War II? Ended in what, 44, 48, or 46? Somewhere in there. And the fucking Germans. It's like an old school thing for movies, like Raiders of the Lost Ark or fucking Jungle Cruise in 2021. Hey, fuck the Germans. You know what I mean? No offense to any German folks that happen to be watching this, but I guess we're really not letting this World War II thing go. You know, this whole Hitler thing. Hey, we're a little upset. You know what I mean? And it's kind of one of those deals where I remember being in college. There was this beautiful blonde girl who went to the college, and she was German, and even I was like, ooh, yuck. You know? You know, it's just like, you don't know if you can trust them because they're German. You know what I mean? Which... I'm just laughing at the state of humanity. I'm not laughing at dead people or whatever, or wars, or the causes of all this shit. If you don't have a shit and a grin once in a while, you might lose out on things. I think Ferris Bueller said that, or better yet, I fucking said it. Any fucking way. I had a day today where the heat was strong. I accomplished some things, you know, I wouldn't say it was like a 4-star day. It was like a 3-star day. But seeing this goddamn movie was important to me. I did do a wrestling AEW thing. This is the thing, folks. I mean, angry wrestling fan. But I guess if I concentrate on the wrestling that I'm into and ignore what I'm not, I'm a happier guy. Okay? So, any fucking way. Emily Blunt. I mean, you know, as soon as you see Emily Blunt and The Rock, you're like, are they gonna fuck? You know what I mean? I guess the character's name was Jack and Lily. Is that some type of reference to fucking Edward Scissorhands or Jack and the Beanstalk? I think we've seen those characters' names before, Jack and Lily. Is it Edward Scissorhands or what the fuck? I've heard that before. Is it The Nightmare Before Christmas? Is that it, that we had those names? Something. Please tell me if you know. But, I don't know. I mean, the Cursed Pirates thing was pretty wild. Meaning good special effects. The cat, like the pet cat. Here's the thing, I had a little throwback, a little memory flash. Remember, if you've seen the movie by now, when they have the group hug at the end? Like The Rock and Blunt are hugging Lily and Jack. And then the gay brother comes in for a third man hug. And it sucks that he's got the fucking war paint tattooed on his face for 20 years. That's gonna suck. And then the fucking cat comes in for a hug. Well, folks, do you remember this one? Project Greenlight? Maybe season 2? I don't know if it was season 1 or season 2, but you ever see Project Greenlight with Pete Green and Ben Affleck and the Keep Me in the Loop guy, where they're trying to fucking find some undiscovered asshole and make a movie with him? And Pete Green was the fucking director. God, this is 20 years old at this point. But I liked the first season of Project Greenlight. They had like 4 or 5 seasons. I watched like the first season when it was Pete Green. And then, what's his dick? The guy that has the trouble all the time. The great actor whose manager blew me off, by the way. With the curly hair, Jonah Weil, or whatever the fuck his name is. The guy with the weird name that was like half out of his mind for a while. Who was in the fucking movie with Mick Foley and Jake Roberts. And you know who I'm talking about. Zach, or whatever the fuck, or... You know who I mean. God, he was in the last Indiana Jones movie. He played like Indiana Jones' son. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember. But he was in like the Battle of Shaker Heights. Remember that? And Amy Smart, I think, was in it. And she's someone that was supposed... I guess she was a big star, but that's what I'm saying. These women celebrities, the Emily Blunts, she's the big thing now, but... The women celebrities, the Amy Smarts, and remember Olivia d'Abo? She was a smoke show for a while with the stomach and the face. passing by another fucking accident in Jacksonville. What the fuck? I mean, no one can drive in this town. 2 accidents in fucking 20 yards. What the fuck? Olivia d'Abo, what a hot woman. But she was hot in like 1996. That was the sister on Wonder Years. She was the younger sister of the chick from the Vacation movies, the wife that took the shower in the first Vacation. And so she had a younger sister, believe it or not, who was the sister on the Wonder Years, which, by the way, the character was like hardly on the show, which was always kind of weird. It's like, you know what I mean? You had the 2 brothers, and then you had the sister that was a smoke show, and it was like, fuck, and she was hardly on the fucking show. They hardly did a show about her. I think they even had a show once where they kind of explored why does she never get any press time. Remember the dad on fucking Wonder Years? I remember it sucked. I think his real name was Dan when he passed away. Okay, so they're going to reboot the Wonder Years, folks. We're off in Tangentville now. It's going to be an African-American cast. You know, I think it's interesting. I mean, is it still the Fred Savage family? Is it re-envisioning? Is it just a new show with the same title? I'm not offended. I'm just curious. You know, we'll see. I'm not, you know, we'll see. We'll watch it. We'll find out. But the reality is, there's so many goddamn things on Netflix. There's so many goddamn things on Amazon Prime, YouTube TV, Hulu, documentaries. I can't keep up with it. I mean, I'm thinking I'm going to watch this Ken Burns baseball thing that's been around for 15 years. I've never sat there and watched it. And then everyone's got a podcast, and everyone sends me links. Thanks to good old Eric there, wrestling fan, send me all these hardcore wrestling links. I'll watch them, but the thing is, I just have so much shit to watch. And you know what I mean? It's like, God, how am I supposed to get all these? I need like a second life. I need to create a second life to watch all this content. And then I'm making content. I'm writing wonderful books. Fight or Play Basketball on Kindle Vella. You can discover, you can read it. Have you purchased my book yet? A Distance from Avalon, When the Dying and the Dead Reunite. Have you watched Seduction of Distance, my monologue? Have you done all these things? Any effing fucking way. So I did another podcast yesterday. It seems like 20 years ago. The Nerd Street Podcast, nerd spelled with a U. I guess I'll cruise around a bit because I have a lot of energy. It's 12:11. I could have gone to the Friendly Coffee House, which I'd probably be there till 2 in the morning if I went, but I just didn't feel like going because of just miles on the car. And by the time I got there, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have much time before it was time to leave. Well, Monty and the Pharaoh had a wonderful program tonight. I caught some of it before the movie. They're discussing, I tried to do a fucking tribute video yesterday to Dusty Hill from ZZ Top. I tried. I actually recorded it, but the audio didn't work. Because basically, in my world, I use 2 different computers. Some work with some stuff and some don't, and it's just upsetting because I never know what's going to work until I trial and fucking error it. You know what I mean? Which is a dick in the fucking hand. So anyway, 919 subscribers. Thank you very much. I've put like a year hardcore into working on this wonderful YouTube channel. I've broken many rules of all these advice guys and women that tell you, oh, you've got to niche up and you've got to use a studio recording and you've got to do this and you got to do that. Well, I didn't do any of that shit. I did it my fucking way. I did it your fucking way. And that's it. So, I mean, I'm not trying to pretend I'm a fucking Tom, whatever the fuck. What's his name? Tom. Who's the guy on the news that's name is Tom Brokaw? God, I'm like fighting fucking absentee thoughts and experiencing that. I don't know if it's the heat, but lately I just can't remember words. But Tom Brokaw, I'm not him in a studio. I'm not trying to be something I'm not. I'm not trying to create a false pretense like I've got some major fucking studio because I bought a $60 microphone on Amazon. I'm presenting you a vision of the world from my perspective, which you can hop on or not. And here we are. So that's it. I'm not trying to... a friend of mine, a nice guy, but a couple of years ago, you gotta get a studio like Hannibal. Who gives a fuck? It's boring shit over there. I'm trying to provoke excitement, show you the fucking world as I see it, the lightning bolt that is my life, trying to share these exciting things. And like I always say, not every video is for everybody, but there's a video here for everyone. I'm doing the best I choose to do. So I'm taking a right turn, thanks to Johnny Z. I will make that t-shirt eventually, Johnny, don't worry. Might have to get some graphic design support on that. There's just so many things to do. I don't know about you guys, but I always have like a cavalcade of things to do. And then it's like if you don't do them right away, they just get shoved back into your mental file of shit to do that you didn't do. And then you turn around and 2 or 3 months have happened and like, oh fuck, I never did it. You know what I mean? So what the fuck? It's like for me, I don't know about you gentlemen and women, but you ever get on the fucking computer and you start some fucking project, and if you don't finish it in one sitting or in one day, it's not gonna get fucking done. Because you're gonna open another goddamn window and some other bullshit's gonna stick in your ass. And you're going to pay attention to that scenario. So that's why I get upset when people try to sign me up for long-term things. Because I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm cruising through the city. The city's pretty dead. I've discovered about myself, I really need to live on the East Coast. Meaning the far East Coast, meaning... beach towns. I need to be near the ocean. There's something about the water, air, like the air that's near the water. Like, you don't have to even go to the beach every day, but as long as you're near the ocean water, I think it's very helpful. And that's something that might apply to you, it might not. I mean, everybody's fucking different, right? I did find out tonight, guess what the #1 state for suicide is, for percentage of suicide. You might be wondering, well, this is a morbid change of topic. What's the #1 state for percentage of deaths via suicide? I'll give you, it's a multiple choice. You get 50 guesses. What U.S. state is the #1 state for suicide in the USA? 50 state multiple choice. Okay, I'm counting. I'm going to do a 9 countdown. 9, 8, 7, 6. Get your guess in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Montana. So if there's anyone out there in Montana tonight, don't kill yourself. Please don't. And if anyone else is listening or watching, I learned about suicide stuff tonight. I was in a suicide prevention class trying to help people. Now I will get some type of robe or some type of hat that says that if someone's going to kill themselves, then magically I can talk them out of it, or using my powers. So it is what it is. But yeah, suicide's interesting. A lot of veterans commit suicide. I did make a big donation last night on behalf of Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channels. 1,000 subscribers. I made an advanced subscription pledge, 25 big ones to that AEW Veterans Fund, the Wounded Warriors thing. It's because I'm a nice guy. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to do my part, as they say. The veterans always getting a short end of the deal. Look, you could argue with the politics of the country. You can say we shouldn't be in this war, blah, blah, blah. But it's never the veterans' fault. They're the ones doing their jobs. And fuck, I couldn't do their goddamn job. I couldn't go to some crazy country that's all hot. You know what I mean? I need air conditioning. So I give credit to these men and women of the U.S. military and perhaps your country if you're watching overseas. You might want to thank your military brethren and women, sisterin, is that a word? Walking through, a human being walking around, that's fine. He's allowed to do that. I'm not going to stop him. Looks like it's garbage night in this town. I can see everyone's fucking... Where does the garbage go? That's the new thing. All these articles about recycling. Does recycling even work? Did you know that you're supposed to take the cap off a fucking bottle? I mean, God. All these things we're supposed to do. You know what I mean? It's like I didn't know that we're supposed to do all this stuff. I'm going to plug the phone in. Give you a little extra power. Oh, yeah, baby. Give me that power, baby. Oh, hold on. Now you're getting turned upside down. Isn't that exciting? Oh, my God.